Hello, my name is Dennis Ankora, and today I'm going to talk about exceptions in Java. When we talk about exceptions in Java, it's an event that occurs during the execution of a program that disrupts the normal flow of instructions. So it's as a structured way to handle edge cases or runtime errors without crashing the entire application. For example, dividing a number by zero or trying to find a file that doesn't exist. Instead of the return to be outcome to be or the program to crash, it will give us an output that this wasn't able to process this output wasn't able to come. So here is an example of uh, exception that we used. So we'll create our public class main and public static void main string. So now we are going to create a list of arrays where, let's say, with 1 2 3. So we'll declare integer and our object. So here's the arrays. So we are using the try block. So the try block identifies a block of code in which an exception might occur. So if we are about to use an exception, we have to first put the exception in the try block. So system.out.print accessing number, the number we want to access. We want to access the 10th array, but here lies the case. Our array was only three. This one only three. This one in the array. That's 1, 2, and 3. So we want to access the 10th position. So and that one doesn't exist in our list of array given. So the system will print out this line will not run because the line above failed, because it wasn't able to allocate the 10th array in our given list of arrays. So here, to use the exception, we'll use the sorry, we'll use the catch, and with exception, it has a unique way of writing it. You have to start with array index of bound exception. So the index of bound, array index of bound. So that number, that index is out of bound, and you have to add the e. That's the exception annotation. So here it will print out error. You try to grab a number that isn't in the list. That's the 10th position. Wow, here lies the case. Our array is up to only the second position since it's second, so that since it starts counting from 0, 1, and 2. Then we'll come and use the finally. So the finally block is guaranteed to execute regardless of whether an exception was thrown or caught. So this one, this finally here will guarantee that if the exception was caught or passed by, so it will print the safety check is finished. And lastly, we'll print out the program is still running, we didn't crash, since we identified the crash, the error, and we override the error for it to continue processing the or continue running the code whilst we had an error. So it's like ignoring an error. Yes. So yeah, print system print out the program is still running, we didn't crash. So we'll run the code and see how it works. Yeah. So after running the code, so it shows error. You try to grab a number that isn't in the list. Then the safety check is finished. The program is still running. It didn't crash. So this one, it tells us that instead of the Java ID displaying an error, it will rather ignore or the error, that's make it an exception, and continue running the process, the code as usual. Thank you.